Alright, so I had to add this into the start. I wasn't going to start the video like this, but I got 2 copyright strikes like 30 minutes ago, so there might be some parts in the video where I was going to show the Flash version of Tanki versus, Tanki Classic and show the difference and what I'm trying to explain, but I'm on my last strike, so I don't want to get banned, and knowing Tanki, they're probably going to be like, oh, ban this fucking guy for showing those old Flash Tanki and they'll know it's too good, and then they won't play Classic, bro. So ban them, bro. So yeah, I can't do that. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the video. YOLO, bros. Tanki Classic has been out for like a week now, and I've not posted a single video about it. That's crazy. I streamed waiting for Tanki Classic for 189 days, and then when it comes out, I don't even make a video on it. That's crazy, but we're here now, and let me tell you, this shit is not classic, bro. After a year of waiting, we get a copy paste of current Tanki Online with the old tank textures, and then some old maps as well. And the main problem for me with Classic right now is that it feels just like HTML5 Tanki Online 2025. I feel like Tanki Classic is a useless project if it's gonna feel exactly the same as Tanki 2025. It just has the OG textures and the OG upgrades, which we'll get to that. It's not even OG, and I don't think they're gonna change the physics to the game because that's like a base part of the game that you do at the start, I think all the updates they're gonna do is content-wise and obviously some optimization, maybe a little graphical update because it looks pretty bad, but like I don't see them changing the physics to the game, which is actually one of my biggest problems because the current Tanki Online physics are so boring, and I can really see this when I'm flipped over with Wasp and Smokey. I can't unflip myself. That makes no sense. In OG Tanki with M0 Wasp and M0 Smokey, you can flip yourself. Even with like M1 or M2 Wasp, I think you could flip yourself because you could shoot and your tank would kind of rock back and forth, you know what I'm saying? And then you finally flip yourself. In Tanki Online, your tank weighs like 500 tons, it feels like. I don't know why. This is the current Tanki Online physics, where your tank is super heavy, you could shoot midair and it doesn't really affect your rotation, you won't really flip over, it's a lot more forgiving for you because I guess it's just an update for mobile players. Like, that's the reason why Tanki Online is so bad. They kind of nerfed everything and made it super easy to do stuff, and not like flip or, easier to get kills because it's for the mobile players. In Flash Tanki, when you would shoot Railgun, Smokey, all this stuff, it was like very violent recoil that you could always feel, and it could kind of change your tank's movement and rotation when like driving up hills and stuff. You can actually use, like, if you're Wasp and Thunder, Smokey Thunder, shooting was actually a part of movement, is what it feels like for me, which is why it's so fun. It almost feels like Rocket League. I can compare it to Rocket League, but I would say it's almost better because you don't get just like tons of boosts and you can just fly around. It's like you actually got to use your momentum and stuff. Like, that's in Tanki Online too, but it doesn't feel the same. Your tank is super slow. It drifts too much. It's like it feels like it's on tires, not on tracks. You know what I'm saying? Which I feel like Flash Tanki was a lot better. And the servers for Classic are so bad. They did say they were going to fix it, but the thing is, the servers for Tanki Online 2026, Happy New Year's by the way, is so trash. You can't push anyone. I can't push tanks out of the way. I can't push people off the flag. I can't, hold people back with my tank if I'm using Mammoth or something, because if I drive into anyone or they drive into me, you just lag through each other. You straight up just teleport through each other. Teleport grenade. Fix Tanki. This shit is so bad. And it's funny because through waiting for Tanki Classic, all the streams and stuff, there was always me having hope and being hyped for Classic. But now that the test is out, it's just like all gone. I don't know, like, I understand that it's just a test and it's early and that they can fix stuff, they can make it better, they can listen to the community, but that sounds great, but like, who actually thinks they're gonna listen and actually make good changes? I think they're just gonna optimize it, make all the features actually work, maybe clean up the servers a little, and I don't know, they're not going to change the physics of the game. They're not going to change the engine, and you know, it's going to be the exact same game, just like a DLC version. And I feel like all the OG players that were a fan of the actual game and how it felt agree with me. It's just, it's such a hard ask for Tanki Online for them to make a game that feels just as good as the old Tanki. But the hard part is that they didn't even try. It feels like they just used Tanki Online 2025 and change the textures, and then it's classic. But that's not really what classic was. Classic was the Flash engine. But I don't even think the Flash engine is old. They have HTML, which is supposed to be newer. Why does it feel like such a downgrade? And the last nail in the coffin for me was the garage for Tanki Classic and the upgrading and progression of the game. As you can see, I have a full M3 kit at First Sergeant on testing. Maybe they made it low rank for the testing, but it wouldn't make sense that everything else is so high rank, you see. I think this is how it's going to be balanced out. Through the higher ranks, you're going to get the better and better skins for each turret. It just makes no sense. And then Strikers, I like the super high rank, like it's a good turret or some shit. We have Gauze in here. I don't even want to comment on that. That's crazy. Shaft. Like, this, no one asked for this. Literally no one asked for this. Why couldn't you just make it all the regular hulls and turrets, and then there's an option you could just change the skin once you open it in a container or something? You could have done containers there. Why all of a sudden is containers not a thing you want to do? But instead you have to unlock the better version of the skin. What if I want to play with Firebird without a skin, or I want to play Firebird XT, but the demonic one is just so good with its augment, bro? Like, this is so stupid, bro. And the last thing that definitely isn't classic, since they're trying to be like, oh, pre-balance 2009 or whatever. Let's look at this. Wasp M3, 200 health, 12 speed. Hornet M3, 200, 12 speed. It just has, I think, slower turning rate and a little bit more horsepower. But horsepower doesn't matter in this game because you can't push people. You'll just lag through them. And then if we look, let's see. Same for Hunter M3, 300 armor, 9 speed. Viking, 300 armor, 9 speed. Dictator, 300, 9 speed. How does that make any sense, bro? This is like new gen Tanki, where all the medium holes are generalized with their stats, and the light ones and the heavy ones. Like Titan has the same as Mammoth. Like, why the hell would I use Mammoth if it is the same speed as Titan, just less power and less turning rate, maybe heavier, but who gives a shit, because you can't push people. And Mammoth is bigger, clunkier, slower. It just makes no sense. I want to use Hornet because it has more health than Wasp. I want to use Wasp because it's faster than Hornet. You know what I'm saying? Different things. I'm changing stuff. It's all different. Dictator, all I'd use this for is golds. Like, I'm just done with Tanki, bro. I thought this would actually be classic. They're always just fumbling, dude. I just want to go back to playing the copy versions of Tanki where there's actually Flash and it actually feels OG, and I can play the good version of the game.